Welcome everybody. I'm Jeff Girard. This is Power Users, and I'm here with Martin Dickerson of Work with the Concrete Designs in Boston, Kentucky. Is that right? You're still in Boston, or did you move?
No, I just moved to Boston. Yes, sir.
Okay, very cool. Very cool.
Yes.
So Martin's a CCI alumni. He came to class in 2021. So this is his third-ish year working with concrete. And I'm going to let him talk a little bit about himself, talk about his business and kind of what got him into concrete and what is he doing and all that fun stuff. So take it away, Martin.
Hey, everybody. I'm Martin Dickerson. Yes, I've been in concrete all my life. I've done flat work, foundation, structural concrete. I started in '87, so I'm over 30 years into it. And what got me doing this type of concrete is in 2016, we built a house. And my wife wanted concrete countertops. So I was like, well, hell, I can figure that out. That's easy enough with my background. Well, it wasn't. I did them. They turned out all right, but they were all right. So then I got involved with Jeff in 2021, took the class, and learned what different style concrete it totally is. So that's my start on it. And I've always done concrete. I've always loved it. I've done decorative concrete. I like creating the concrete, and this gives you unlimited. I don't have to be out in the ground. I can do it in my shop. I can control everything, and it's fun. Of course, I've framed up stuff all my life, so mold building is a lot of what we do. Mm-hmm. So learning all the different materials. So now I've been in business full-time for going on a year. I've been part-time for 3 years. So it's fun. It's a challenge getting yourself out there and getting your advertising going. So
yep. That's a big step to step away from part-time where you have an income and move into this new venture where, you're jumping in with both feet. But,
yes. So it's been fun. We just built another house. We just moved in right 3 days before Christmas. So we lived in our shop while I was trying to work in the shop and build a house. So it's been a fun venture. 2024 was for sure. We're looking forward to 2025.
Fantastic. So what sort of things inspire you? Like what sort of work have you done? And what sort of, have you been developing any kind of style of your own? Like everybody has their own, like some guys really like, or gals, there's a lot of women in this industry too. They like either stained or stamped or polished concrete or terrazzo or, rustic. There's some really cool rustic looks out there. There's some really modern, clean looks that are very, very pristine looking.
Right.
So like everybody's got their own take on concrete. And honestly, it takes a few years to kind of figure out what you like to do and what's kind of within your comfort zone.
Right. Yeah. I mean, be honest with you right now, whatever I could do to pay the bills basically is my comfort zone. I've done just regular colors. I've done some glazing. I've done some wood look concrete. I've done a little bit of terrazzo, not very much, just some stuff to kind of play around with. Try to stay away from that because it's a lot of work.
Yes,
a lot of and I've played around with some marbling. My wife pushed me to the limits on our countertops. Everything I'm doing in our house is completely outside of my box. So that's her goal, is keep me out of my box. So that's been fun. I really like the more of the stone look where you use like a baking soda, you get a little textured look to it, and you could do it, a dual or tri or 4 different colors mixed in with it. I personally really like that look. It gives it unusual. You can't find anything that looks like that. Can't do it with granite or quartz or marble. Mm-hmm. It's its own look. So I really do like that look. So that's kind of, if I had a preference, that's what I like to do more than anything.
Tell me a little bit about some of the concrete you've been working with so far, and where do you see yourself moving towards?
Well, a lot of stuff we've done is, basic countertops and stuff. I have done some fire tables, my
Hmm.
old boats, and I've played around with like thin S chairs and just see what I can do and re-educate myself on structural strength and how to reinforce. I do have because our showroom and stuff is brand new. I'm sitting in a regular fold out desk right now, but I have come up. I'm in the process of drawing a plans to make a concrete table. It's going to challenge me and educate me as far as structural and engineering and the style. Because I
Hmm.
want somebody to come in the door, and that's the first thing they see.
Sure.
It's something unusual with concrete. So that's a lot of what I've done, and I just kind of played around different colors,
Hmm.
different color palettes, and what mixes do. Uh, I use a lot of Cemental, but I use a lot of Integrity add pack mixed to it.
Hmm.
That makes everything work so much better.
Yeah.
Uh, adds a little bit my color a little bit better because Cemental is not real good with color.
Yeah. It's a challenge. It's great for really dark colors and earth
Right,
tones. Anything else, it can be a little bit of a struggle. It's a pretty versatile product, but it does have its limitations.
right,
And then, certainly by the time some folks see this, that we will be putting on the market and announcing a new fully blended GFRC mix that's
right,
pure white, and its strengths will rival high performance strengths like Cemental. Not the 24-hour strengths because it's a different chemistry, but
right.
not too far off. Not too far off. Like 24-hour strengths are very, very comparable. The 1 to 2 hour strengths, that's where it's different. But
Right.
most people don't need 2 hour strength demold strengths for bigger things.
No, no. That'd be good because my wife's our kitchen countertops. I had to do a white, which I don't like white because it's hard to get the mix with it. But
Yeah.
your premix stuff will be great to try out because I did this white with your all's ad mix
Hmm.
and it worked really good. It was really easy to get the flow and the texture. I used a super plasticizer, which helped a bunch. I could cut my water way down
Yep.
and get my flow going with what I needed to keep my air entrapment from happening. So it was cool on that one. It worked really good. Actually, I've got some more coming to either today or tomorrow because I've got another job to do with the same type look. A big kitchen, over 50 square feet. So it's like, so it seemed like they come in 3s and 4s at a time.
That it does. Do you have any form work or some pieces in progress that we could see?
Yeah. I've got the other kitchen I'm doing right now, and then I'm forming up a half vanity right now with the ramp sink mold I did. So I've got that. We'll walk out here if I can switch this around. Well, I just may have to turn the whole phone around. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice and organized.
Yeah, it's like I said, we had a big camper in here till maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So I got the whole shop back. So here's a kitchen countertop. I'm gonna glaze it. It's with Cemental, but it does have your ad pack to it.
Yep.
And Super P. So it's up to be glazed and then sealed. And then I try to do this area for my form making.
Yep.
It's my goal. Everything, it is not but a 2,000 square foot shop, so everything has to be on wheels because I had to be mobile and versatile. So this is a half bed, or it's going in our half bathroom vanity. Yeah, it is a ramp sink, and it'll have 10-inch drop sides on it. So I will form this up in 3D and do an SCC cast all at once.
Nice.
That one. So it just makes everything run a little smoother. And this just a little one. This is another part of the kitchen that I've already done. It's glazed and it's ready to be sealed. So then I've got piplets over here with some more. The other kitchen I got to get started. after this goes. I'm trying to get a process in.
Yeah.
Is my goal on it. And today, of course, it's 70 degrees in Kentucky, so I open up the doors.
It's a beautiful day. That's a great temperature to work in.
Yes. And luckily, by living in here, while we're building a house, I was able to get heat and air in here. So I can control the climate in the summertime and when it's real cold. So I got that past mama, so I got that working, moving in here. So.
Very good. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes. I think there's where we weigh everything out. And then, of course, this is a wet processing area.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's all in the making. So, all right. So yes. So that's that part of it. And like I said, showroom is bare minimum to nothing. Just has a few samples, a few colors, and when I do color samples, I kind of just make pots as my color palettes. So it's something I can throw on there and sell locally real quick and easy, instead of just because I found it's easier for me to do color samples in at least a 10-pound.
Yeah.
So I can get a better concept of it, because I have done them where they I do smaller ones. When I go to bigger to my product, they don't quite work the same. So 10 pounds seemed like a good one where I can get my ounces and stuff where they work out pretty good.
Yeah.
The grams and get it so it works out that way. So kind of just doing that. Then I just throw them on marketplace and sell them for a little bit of nothing. Get a little recoup my money on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, because you got to kind of feel like you got to reach all aspects of it. That's the hardest part working for yourself, is you got to figure out where you can get a little bit out of everything.
Right. Because you could be making those pots from like just, hey, I got a free Saturday afternoon and it's a nasty rainy day. I can't go do what I want to do outside. So I'm going to spend an hour or two making some things from scratch.
Right.
Or with the same molds, you could have a job like this kitchen you're doing and either plan to add a little bit of extra material into that, another 10, 20 pounds into it. Or if you build that in any way and have extra material left over, well, instead of throwing it out, you can turn it into more products you can sell. Right. So it's, that's a smart way of recouping material cost, right?
Right.
You have to buy the materials, so why not earn money on it? You're saving on waste, so you don't have to pay somebody to take it away and throw it away. And, you're turning trash into something that is valuable and somebody's willing to pay for. So it's a win-win all the way around.
Right. Yes. So I found that kind of works better that way. So it's an ever evolving door all the time.
Yeah. And that's another hat you learn to wear as a business owner, is figuring out how can you maximize the dollars you're spending. How can you get the most out of those?
Right.
Because you're supporting your family, you're supporting, eventually you'll maybe hire employees and you're supporting them too. And that's part of being a smart business owner, is learning how to maximize, your profits, reduce mistakes, reduce waste, and, just be a better business person. Just like right now, you're learning to be a better concrete person, in this new direction that you have relatively small amounts of experience in compared to what you did in the last 30, 40 years.
Right. And sometimes that's my biggest crutch, is my past experience.
Yeah.
Because the more people I get to talk to and get around involved in this industry, I find out when I went into it thinking that was my advantage, but it's not. It's my crutch, because they're more open-minded to the concepts where I'm fighting my past knowledge with this one, and it's two different worlds.
Yeah, they really are very different. It's a little bit like two very different kinds of vehicles, like a motorcycle versus a pickup truck, right? They both kind of do the same thing, but in very, very different ways. And what you can do with them is very different. and it's not necessarily seamless for somebody new to jump from one to the other.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you can't learn how to be good at both.
Right.
It's a process, right?
It's a process. You have to learn to, like, I did a cast in place, a big bar top this summer. And the first time I did with this type of concrete cast in place, well, my flatwork mind kicked in place. We started off, and I had my alum mixture out there. We were mixing 300 pounds at a time. Well, I was wanting to mix it too dry because my flatwork, you don't pour wet.
Right.
I don't want spider cracks. I don't want this stuff to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this to give you time to work it, you're gonna have to get it wetter, and you don't have those kind of issues like you do with your traditional ready-mix concrete.
Right. Different animal.
Yes.
There's techniques to do that. I make no claims to be an expert at cast in place or even troweling. I've done it once or twice, and I've seen some very, very experienced people do it, and that's an art, really.
Yes.
I mean, and I think you'll agree with me when I just finished describing this. Folks are really good at troweling, especially flat work. Like, the bigger the slab, the harder, because you can see everything, right? You are sculpting. You're a sculptor, but you're not creating crazy shapes. You're creating really, really flat surfaces, and that's not easy.
Right.
Really, you got to know your material. You got to know the timing, all those things.
And your tools. You got to know your tools.
Yep. What's your favorite float? When do you switch from a bigger trowel to a smaller? All that, right?
Yes.
So that's, us precast folks, we cheat. I said to somebody one time, a long time ago, it's like, I don't know how to trowel, so I cheat. So I just cast against something that's already flat.
Yes, hey, I like it. I've done both.
And that works for some things, and sometimes it makes more sense to cast it in place.
Right. Yeah. This one had two posts in the middle of it, so it was a large piece to had to cast it in place. But it was a challenge. It was more challenging for me than I anticipated because my two different backgrounds now were battling each other. So it was like it was a fight with each other, and plus I had guys helping me that didn't know what they were doing. So I was trying to guide them to mix it and the ratio mixing stuff, and at the same time pay attention to what I needed here. So it was a battle, but we got it laid down and we got took care of it. Turned out great. So
fantastic.
That was a big win.
So what sealers do you use?
I use Ovation and Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I like the primer with Ovation, and then I finish with the Omega because I take everything to salt and pepper, but I don't want to enhance the sand. So I found doing Ovation primer helps with that.
Yeah, that's a great combination.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever.
And you shouldn't.
And no, people were like tripping out, if he does get a stain, how easy it is to remove with some Clorox.
Yep.
And I know that from experience, from helping kids with concrete. And it's pretty wild. So, it turns out I haven't had any problem out of it. Knock on a rock. But we did a job for a distillery here at Barchtown where they had already concrete countertops, but in their bar areas, tasting rooms, and reception area, but they're all polished concrete. They're cast in place 3-4 inches thick, and it's all been polished down to about 800,000 grit, and it's wearing out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we come in, they asked us to match it, if we can match it, because they were adding another tasting room. So we matched what the color and the look they had, but we did our concrete in it. So it's not wearing, and it won't wear like the polished concrete is.
Yeah.
Because the bottles and stuff sliding on it, it's just wearing out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've toyed around, talked to them a couple of times. They've reached out to us about redoing their shelving on the walls because the glass is getting all scratched up. And they want something that can handle the wear and tear of the bottles. So we haven't come to any agreements on any of that yet, but it's been a talk.
Nice. Well, great. This is glad you made time in your busy schedule to have a chat with us. with me and
Yes.
viewers here. And I
Thanks for
really
having me.
and we look forward to seeing some of your work. And probably what we'll do is we'll, at the end of this video, when we actually edit it and publish it, we'll put some still photos of some of your work just to give some folks an idea of some of the things you've done, because I've seen your work and it's really good.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks a lot, Martin. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.